Hails, Inner Warriors. Alex from Inner War Strength. I'm having my afternoon coffee, and I thought we'd have a little chat. Let's talk about our feelings. So, one of the things I like to talk about this channel is how there's many paradigms that we take for granted in the modern world, and how these paradigms are kind of, um, thought of as liberating, whereas in fact they are actually enslaving. And in one of my previous videos, I talked about how just being yourself and living your truth is one of the most pervasive cancers of our times. And something that ties into that is our relationship with our emotions. Okay, so nowadays, there's um, there's a big kind of drive for people to express their emotions, express themselves. Don't be afraid to talk about your feelings. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable, and all of this stuff. And yeah, I'm going to share some thoughts on that today. So first of all, what are your feelings? What are feelings? Feelings are, your emotions, essentially, okay? Sometimes you feel sad, sometimes you feel angry, sometimes you feel jealous, sometimes you feel guilty, sometimes you might feel lonely or anxious or, or stupid or whatever it is. Everyone feels emotions unless you're a psychopath or a sociopath. Now, that's all well and good, okay? But the problem is sometimes our feelings get to dictate reality. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that sometimes the way you feel will affect the way you behave. And that's when things get a little bit problematic. So I'll give you a very simple example. Maybe you go to the gym and you're tired and you feel like garbage. You feel like hot garbage. You didn't get much sleep last night. Your girlfriend broke up with you. That's why you didn't sleep. And you were just crying all night. And you got up and you called in sick for work. And you took a hot shower in the morning and you were lying in the fetal position in the shower for 2 hours while the water was beating down on you and you were crying and, oh, how could you do this to me? Oh. And then, oh, it's time to go to the gym. Oh, no, I'm not going to the gym. Oh, I'm just I'm too sad. I'm too sad. I'm too upset. Well, I got news for you, Buttercup. Your boss doesn't give a shit about the fact that your girlfriend broke up with you, and neither does the barbell. And you know something? No one else but your mom cares about the fact that your girlfriend broke up with you. The world doesn't stop because you are having a bad day. The world doesn't go on pause the minute you feel bad. Okay? Now, what can we do to address these emotional states and to pick up the pieces, as it were, when things go to shit? Now, the fact of the matter is that you can't do anything about your emotions. You can't control your emotions. Your emotions, like much of the brain, much of the activity that goes on in your brain, are kind of in flux all the time. Okay. Now you might wake up one morning feeling anxious for no reason whatsoever. That's happened to me a couple of times. I'm sure that's happened to you. Or you might wake up one morning feeling depressed for no reason whatsoever. There's nothing you can do about that. There might be, maybe listen to some nice tunes that'll kind of pick your mood up or something, or maybe talk to a friend and tell him how you're feeling, and then he'll tell you that you're just being a pussy or something, which is what he should be doing. Um, but whatever it is, I mean, your emotions are always in flux. So emotions are not a reliable way um, to live by. Okay, what do I mean by that specifically? So if your emotions are constantly in flux and they're constantly fluctuating, you're feeling sad one minute, You're feeling happy the next minute. I mean, if you're having like, very extreme emotional changes throughout the day, there's probably something wrong with you, and maybe you should talk to a professional. But you understand what I'm saying, is that emotions are not a reliable way, are not a reliable thing to rely on, um, basing your life off of. Okay. So doing what you feel, doing things based on how you feel in the given moment is a terrible way to live. It's an absolutely ridiculous way to live. It's fucking retarded. All right. Living like that is basically you're living like a child. You're living like a toddler. Okay? A toddler is, you know, runs purely on impulse, right? A toddler might see a leaf on the ground and they'll be like, "Oh," and they'll go towards the leaf. And then as they're walking towards the leaf, maybe a lizard scuttles by or something and they get distracted by the lizard and they go off chasing the lizard. All right? That's essentially how you would be living your life if you base your entire life on your inner emotional state, right? So, oh, I don't feel like going to the gym. I'm so sad. No, you go to the gym because that's what you do, because that's what your routine is. All right. You don't not go to the gym because your feelings told you not to go to the gym. Fuck your feelings. What do you want to do? What is your goal? What is your vision for yourself? Your feelings should be irrelevant, especially if you're a man. All right. If you're a child, it's okay to be sad, and it's okay to be governed by your feelings, because that's just how your brain works. That's how you learn. All right. But if you're a grown man, to be governed by your feelings, that's absolutely pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. Not a bad coffee. Not a bad coffee. Today I'm drinking Davidoff instant coffee. I'm not a huge fan of instant coffee, the freeze dried stuff, but it gets the job done sometimes. So, yeah, your feelings are not an accurate reflection of reality, and you should not rely on your feelings to motivate you in any way. You should be doing things regardless of how you feel. Okay? You should be setting goals and moving and taking steps towards those goals regardless of how you feel. Do you think I feel like making these videos every time I make them? Do you think I feel like going to the gym and lifting a shit ton of weights every time I go to the gym? Do you think I feel like getting out of bed every morning? Do you think anybody feels like doing these things? No. Do you think your forebears felt like tilling the soil day in, day out? Do you think any of those people had anxiety or depression? No, they didn't. You know why? Because they were too busy living. They were too busy surviving. They didn't have time to sit there and self-indulge their emotions and and think about the futility of existence and all of these other modern luxuries that we have. All right, because make no bones about it. Depression and anxiety. These are all very modern syndromes, right? They are symptoms of modernity. Okay, and I think that for the most part, most people who have anxiety and depression have these things because they have nothing worth living for. And that's not to say, there's not people out there with clinical reasons for having anxiety or depression or any of these things. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying, I think for the most part, if you look at people who are depressed, there's a probably a good reason they're depressed, and it's probably because their lives are pretty shitty. So yeah, I mean, if your life is depressing, then of course you're going to be depressed. You know, why wouldn't you be? But I digress. Maybe depression, anxiety. I think that's a video that deserves that's a topic that deserves its own video, I think. But yeah, so your feelings should be irrelevant if you're a man, okay? You just need to you just need to execute. That's it. All right. And how you feel about the situation or how you feel about certain things, it's irrelevant. It should just be noise. It should just be noise, background noise. Okay. Um, all you need to do is recognize what needs to be done and just go and do it. Right. I'm sorry your girlfriend broke up with you. I'm sorry that you're sad. That's terrible. But what are we doing today? Are we doing 3 sets of 5 on the bench or 3 sets of 3? That should be the question. That should be the next step. Okay. Now, let me know your feelings in the comments below. If I hurt your feelings, let me know so I can bully you a little more. Otherwise, go to innerwarstrength.co and join the war against atrophy. Like, subscribe, share this video with your friend. Maybe his girlfriend broke up with him or something. Whatever it is, and stay strong. I'll catch you in the next one.